I want to play in my journal, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I just know I want to play. So let's go for it. I'm going to try and incorporate some things that I never use. My first thought was the Tim Holtz tissue wrap. I mean, I've had this forever. And first, when I started doing mixed media, I used to use this a lot. So I thought I would incorporate some of that. Have more. Oh, that one's just plain. I have so much stuff that I don't use. Like all these tickets. Never use that. Ooh, some rub-ons. Maybe we'll use that after. But rub-ons stop working, by the way, after a while. I tried using some once that were really old and it wouldn't work. I was so bummed. I think we'll start by getting some of this down. I think I'm just going to use matte medium. Oh, that'll ruin my paintbrush, won't it? Darn it. Okay. My catalyst wedge needs to be cleaned because when I try to spread paint with it, there's something dried on it, so it creates lines in the paint. Okay, there's that. Maybe I should stick down some of these because they're never going to get used. Even if they get completely painted over, at least it's getting used. Oops. Oh my goodness. Stay. Trying to think of anything else I want to stick down since I have gel medium on my catalyst. Okay, I have some gel printed tissue paper. go for some of that. Which is now going to lead me to putting it more than one spot, which means I'm going to get it more gel medium, which means I'll probably end up back in the same predicament as I was before, having gel medium on my catalyst and trying to get it used up. It's going to be a never-ending cycle. I love this color. Oops. My pages will be stuck together in a minute. I apologize for the sniffing. It'll be over soon, I'm sure. It only lasts for a little while. I just love these colors. I have a little bit of number as well. Oh goodness, I didn't mean to rip all that. Ooh. I love pops of red. And I can already tell by what's down here a color that I'm going to want to use. And that is bright aqua green. But I think I will be making it a little lighter with some white. My son is upstairs playing guitar. I don't know if you'll be able to hear any of it in the video. Probably not, it's pretty quiet. This sounds so pretty. Okay. I walked over to put my gel printed tissue paper away and I saw my sprays. So I'm just going to go for it and add some. This is Tattered Angels. Oh, it's Glimmer Mist. I didn't want Glimmer. Chalkboard and Firefly. Let's see if it's the spray thing still works. I mean, a lot of it will probably get covered up, but oh well. Now I don't remember if this reactivates with water or not. I'm just in love with this color. Don't know what I used to make it because I don't have a color like that, so it's a mixed color. I love this color mixed with white. It gives such a soft, beautiful, minty blue. Love it. So not a clue what I'm doing, remember. That's one thing I used to do a lot too, is paint with my fingers. Like tongue-tied. I would always start with a paintbrush, but I was never happy until my fingers got in there. Don't know what this is or what it's going to be, but I'm liking bits of it so far. Okay, I have a Stencil Girl stencil, and sorry again, I don't know the name of it, because again, it wasn't in a package, so I don't know. I'm just trying to protect the surface a bit from the overspray. And I'm using Marabou Art Spray and Flamingo. I'm not liking that mixed. It just made it yucky. Okay, I don't love that I did that. I wish I didn't do that, but we'll get by. We'll figure something out. I think this may need to dry more before I can do much to it. So I'm really not liking this part here. Like, to me it just seems so out of place. So I'm gonna just try going back in with more of this tissue paper that I had used. And then hopefully it'll just get masked. You won't even know what happened. I'm not sure if I feel the need to put so much gel media in. So then I'm just going to try and tie it back in by doing some of that color. It didn't show up a whole lot, but I really feel like what was standing out to me in a bad way has disappeared. So that makes me happy. Okay, so I have this stencil from Stencil Girl. It's by Carriker, Carriker, and the number on it, S646. So I don't have a name, but I do have that info. So I love this stencil, and I haven't used face stencils hardly ever, and when I have, it's been a very long time. And the last ones I probably used were my own, so it's been very long. And this is not my usual play, but like I said, I'm learning how to play and experiment all over again. So my plan is to take some black paint and go in with the stencil And then I think I'm going to extend the hair. Am I going to use black? Yeah, I'm going to use black. So, like I said, my favorite black is Dilutions. I've said that in other videos. So I'm just going to squirt some out here. And I'm just going to go to work. I'm going higher because I plan to extend the body down. It'll be kind of hard for me to see exactly how I'm going to do it until I get this stenciled out. So I know as I'm stenciling there's going to be a harsh line, but I will get rid of that after with a paintbrush and by extending the hair. I think that's it for the stencil for now. I may go back in after this dries and use the stencil and go back in with a white or something to try and clean it up. But right now I want to extend that hair. I'm going to get rid of that harsh line. I feel like I'm liking this bit of red here for whatever reason, so I'm just going to cover it with the black paint. Okay, so that's the hair. Now, I take this line down for the body. Just keep it very simple. Going to use some unbleached titanium. And first I'm going to make sure the black paint is dry, and then I'm going to go in with the unbleached titanium and paint in the face, and then I'll probably go back in again with the stencil and make sure I have way less paint on my stencil and redo the face. This will also tone down the background, like what's behind the stencil, because right now it just looks too busy for a face, in my opinion. I want to paint in the body too. I may go for Man, I really need my paint water cleaned. Gonna go for something in the pinks. Or maybe I'll do magenta mixed with a bit of white. Ooh, that's lovely. I like that color. Just spraying a bit of flamingo mildew spray. Spray that into the picture. And it's like that. So yeah, that's really good. I don't feel like the Malibu art spray really wants to mix in with the acrylic paint. Little dots are happening, so I don't know if it's those two things mixing or if it's because there's some matte medium underneath, but a little tiny bit of a reaction is happening. Before I go back in with the stenciling, I'm going to do these alternate stripes, white. Because that way if I make a mess and go over the black and cover something I don't want to, then I can fix it when I go back in with the stencil. But I want those stripes to pop more. That's why I'm going in and contrasting them with the white. And this is a white Sharpie creative marker. I really like them. They are great. I think that's it. So I'm going to put this stencil back. I get some black paint. And hopefully I don't have too much. That's much better. Much, much better. I feel like I want to make this a little more faded like. Just want to add a bit of white. Actually, I'm just going to take the top off so I don't take too much weight. No, I think I took away too much. Maybe not. Actually, I think I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Kind of cover up all of the, pretty much all of the joggles stencil that I did. The fiddly ferns, whatever. Yeah. You can still see some of this one, and you can see that one in the background, but can't see as much. I feel like the hair, you could put some writing or a quote, or you could leave it solid for, you know, just for this to stand out, or for it to be a break from the busyness in the background. So since I'm not sure which direction I want to go, I'm going to leave it for now and go grab some lunch and see what I think when I come back. So I did something on another page that I really liked, and I want to add it a bit onto this one. And I'm even going to use the same stencil because why not? I like it, and it's already out, so I'm just going to use it. So I just have my stencil down, and I'm just going to trace it with a paint pen. Now I kind of want that colored in. So I'm just going to grab some black paint, and I may regret it because it may be a bit of work, but I want to paint it in. I know I could just use the stencil, but I actually want this part to be black and not the spaces. And sometimes I actually find this relaxing. I like it. And I squirted way too much black paint. I have no idea. No idea what to do. Since there's black paint left over, I'm just going to give the hair another coat. Okay, so first I was thinking, like today, not first when I started doing this, I was going to put a quote here, but then I remembered that I carried on this black hair because I thought it would be cool to write a quote in the hair. So then I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do with the rest of this? So I would like to have some black come down from the hair, but in a pattern. And I don't want, again, like I often don't want the negative space to have the color. I want the actual shape of this, like the lines, to have the color. So I'm going to spray it with the black Marabou art spray, and hopefully I'll get a good print of it. So I just have a box here to the side where I'm going to spray it, and then I'm just going to lay it down like you would stamping. I don't know how good of an image I'm going to get, but I figure it's worth a try. And you know I'm okay if it's not perfect. I may tip it so it'll drip. Gotta get rid of some of this stuff here. Oh, I dripped on her. I'll get rid of that first. That's not too bad. So it is dripping, but I'm going to add a little bit of water to help it. I don't really want it up here in the hair. Try and decide if I want to add no, I don't think, no, I don't want another one. It doesn't seem like it would work with it. I'm just seeing if there's anywhere else I can add that. I have this, by the way, was a Crafter's Workshop mini daisy doodad. And I have this other Crafter's Workshop Rebecca Meyer mini sketch grid. There's really like very little lines. So I thought, I'm sure this paint is dried by now. I'm gonna get a little black again. And just put some in some areas. I think that might be good. I'm gonna go in and try to fill this in a little bit because it's very faded up here, and I want it to look like it's like coming down from the hair. So I'm using the same paint as the hair and just kind of continuing it. I have this desire to put these skulls on here somewhere. But again, I want the image and not the negative space. So I'm going to do the same thing where I spray. And this one, I don't want it to blend in with the hair or anything, so I don't care about it being faded like it was. I actually like that. So I want them to go that way, so I'm going to spray this side. I don't want the straight line. You can't even really tell. You can a little bit, but I'm going to leave it. I don't know if spraying with water would help get a good image. Not really. I like the mess though. Black grungy mess. I'm leaving it because I still like the look of it, even though, I mean, I know they're skulls, but that may be because I know what I put there. I don't know if anybody else will be able to tell, but regardless, I like the black grunge. It adds something more to the background, so I'm gonna leave it, wait for everything to dry, and go look for a quote. Okay, so everything is dry, and I do think you can tell these are skeletons. Oh, I do see one wet spot. I'm going to dab that because that is where I will put my arm. I had a hard time finding some quotes that I liked, and I was looking for something to do with skeletons, and maybe I narrowed it down too much because I was looking for skeletons in the closet. But I did find two, so I'm going to go with one of those instead of broadening my search. So the choices are: everybody's got skeletons in the closet. Every once in a while you've got to open up the closet and let the skeletons breathe. And then the other one is: while you were busy judging others, you left your closet door open and a lot of skeletons fell out. Oops. I'm kind of thinking the first one, because the second one is kind of like negative and like, I don't know, I'm just picturing a certain kind of person like saying it, and ugh. Anyway, just no. So I'm gonna go with the first one. I was undecided, but as I was saying it out loud, I could just I could picture somebody saying it and just being all catty, and I just, no thank you. So I don't think I'm doing anything fancy for the lettering. I mean, it's not tons of room, and it's a fairly long quote, so I don't think I'm going to do it too fancy, but not just my regular handwriting either. We'll see what happens. I had tons of room. If I had planned it out, the only thing that bothers me is how the closet and the closet are underneath each other. So that's the only thing. But I'm over it already. Because it's just my art journal. But you know, like, if I took the time to plan out the quote and how I was going to do it, that's one thing I would change. Just to let you know, in case you're playing along or anything. So that's it. I'm not going to do anything more to it. Like, to me, I feel like this is done. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed watching me play in my journal. And I am finding lately, this is all I'm wanting to do, is just like playtime in the journal. Like, I've created in, I feel like it's only been a week, but maybe it's been 1.5 or 2. I just noticed I forgot to, I think that is painted white, it's just very dull. Sorry. I've done that. This isn't finished. And this. That's not bad for me. Come on. Well, that didn't do too much. So, thanks for watching. Bye.